One day I'm in the warehouse again, and someone sent a message to me that Blaine wanted to talk to me. Blaine says, hey, we're doing this crusades for Fire By Nite Crusades, and I hear you rap.
This generation, so blind they can't see. The devil has a thinking that there's no need for God's power. In this last hour, he's snatching their lives every day just like a flower.
He says, well, we have an event going to Houston. Would you be interested in going? I'd like for you to go. Here's why this is so amazing to me. And I'm like, this is my hometown. This is what I believe was in my heart. A legitimate ministry trip was to the very airport that I used to go to and believe that I'm gonna travel the world. It must have worked because he invited me to come and do more. And so I started to go on all of our crusades and youth conventions, the Fire By Nite youth conventions. And so from that point, I started rap and stand-up comedy. So I would just tell the stories that would happen. And I would do that right before Blaine gets up to speak. And that was the platform and opportunity that God gave me to start speaking and sharing. And from there, going all over the world. Long story short, with Fire By Nite, I became the co-host. Then I started working for Fire By Nite. I was a part of all the original main seasons of Fire By Nite, meeting all these Christian artists that I grew up listening to, just name them. Back then it was Carmen to Maya Lefevre, and Brian Duncan, Amy Grant, DC Talk. I remember all of these groups when they were first, starting, and I was a part of, some of their first music videos and getting the opportunity to see a whole nother side of ministry that I had never seen before. It gave me vision. It gave me hope. We moved back to Houston. My wife and I started a church called Believers, and we're about 2 years into this church. Blaine invited me to come to Tulsa to speak at Urban 180. All these teenagers were coming in from the north side of Tulsa, really all over Tulsa. It wasn't just the north side. This was heaven for me, all these kids, and I'm just sharing, and Blaine was there, and he was like a fish out of water. And I just felt this. I was supposed to be a part of this, not knowing the fullness of what that meant at the time. And so, I came back to Houston, share with my wife what was going on, and we just kind of started to, kept doing what we're doing with this new church that we had started. And then I got invited back to come and speak again at 180 and at Bus Ministry, and did that for a few times. And then that's when we felt the pull to go back to Tulsa. So we, made sure it was God's timing and everything, and let our congregation know, the smaller amount of people. We had a very small group of people. It wasn't a huge disturbance, I can promise you. It was less than 100 people that we had coming.